trying to find the, oh, here we are. Yeah. Oppa, okay, help me find. I cannot find. Oh, yay. Okay. Oh, should I use this? Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Annabelle, so I'm back again. Okay. So thank you for joining me last week. For those that joined me last week, I made Chinese lantern earrings. So if you can see in this zoom up camera here, the zoom in camera here, okay. Opa is helping me with the cameras again today. All right. So oops. Okay, move it back. Okay. Okay, so this month is going to be the Mid-Autumn Festival theme. So for those that have joining me, okay, my name is Annabelle. I have been doing polymer clay for quite a while, every Saturday on Facebook Live. And I'm making some jewelry and other items that you can use at home, okay, keychains and things like that. Small little things that you can give away as well. So this one is going to be Mid-Autumn Festival theme. All right. So last week I made some Chinese lantern inspired earrings. So I made a polymer clay sheet. For those that are interested to find out what I did, please look at the previous video, and then see what we did. I made a polymer clay slab and then cut it out into the shapes of Chinese lanterns. So I didn't manage to show you the finished product last week. So this week, this is the finished product. I made 2 pairs of earrings, okay? So one is, of course, the Chinese lanterns, some of them do have tassels at the end. So I have the pink tassels. And the other one is just a simple, it looks very Chinese with the jade colored beads, okay? So this is what I have made. Okay, so thank you for joining me again. This week, I'm going to make rabbits. So I'm going to show you, there's 2 different types of bunnies I'm going to make. I'm going to make a dish first, okay, a bunny dish. It looks very, very cute. You can see it here, okay? This is what the bunny dish I'm making, all right? So I'm making this. You can put like small little like change in it or rings and things like that in it if you want. Okay, and then the other one I'm going to make is a bunny, like an actual bunny itself. And this one will be for keychains and things like that. This one's a little bit big to use for accessories, I think. But if you're very skilled, you can definitely make it smaller so you can wear it as earrings and things like that. But the size I'm making today is pretty big, so it's going to be more for a keychain. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to make the dish first. This one is very, very easy. What you're going to need, the clay you're going to need, all right? Opa, are you okay? My husband is helping me with the technology in the background. Okay, so these are the clays you're going to need. So for the dish, right, you're only going to need white clay and black clay. All right. Okay. So and then the tools you're going to need for that, I just got a normal Tupperware cover. Okay, this one is, I think when I tapao stuff, sometimes they give this, it comes in a container. So you just clean the lid. So just find anything around the house. If you have a cookie cutter, go ahead and use the cookie cutter. But I didn't have such a large cookie cutter. All my cookie cutters are pretty small. So that's why I just found a lid. The best lid to use will be plastic lids. Okay, for the disposable, like microwavable containers, because the edges are quite sharp. Okay, I've tried to use lids from like jars and things like that, but because the edges of those lids are a bit more rounded, it was a bit harder to get the shape on the clay itself. Okay, the other tool you would need is a cutter. All right, so you would need a cutter. Okay, so if you remember last week, I did mention that for anyone who's interested, okay, I'm giving away cutter as a prize. All right, so if you're going to if you can post whatever projects you've done, okay, and then I'll choose a project and then I'll give away this cutter. All right. So please go ahead, hashtag this video or the page and like the page as well, of course. Then feel free to post whatever projects you've done and I'll take a look at it and I'll choose a winner to give away this cutter too, okay? A brand new one. This one currently is a used one. Okay, so if there's any questions along the way too, please feel free to write it in the comment section. I'll answer it. And if you want to know where I got the materials and things like that, you need help buying some materials, please, private message me as well. Or you can post on the page that I have, the group that I have as well. And we can set up a meeting to go out and buy some of the materials that you might need, okay? So today's dish I'm making is really very cute. I really like it. It's a little bit inspired by Miffy. So that's why it kind of looks like that. But basically you need a ball of clay. This is probably not enough. So you're going to need quite a bit of clay. Okay, for those that are doing this together with me, please feel free to, if I'm going too fast, okay, please feel free to let me know and then I will slow down, all right? Okay, so, right, I have a good, size, I would say it's a golf ball size, probably, clay, okay? It's about golf ball size, bigger than a ping pong ball size, okay? More like golf ball size. I'm going to roll it into a rough round ball. It doesn't have to be very round. Okay, you need a roller for this portion as well. All right, if you don't have a roller, anything smooth and round like a glass bottle will be fine as well. Okay, plastic bottles tend to have patterns on that, so you just want to make sure you have something smooth and hard that you can roll with. I know some people use rolling pin, but it tends to stick to the rolling pin itself. So you do want to be mindful when you're using the rolling pin. The other thing is you want to make sure that your working station is very clean because you're working with white. Okay, so and things do tend to stick onto the white quite a bit. Okay, so I'm rolling. So if you have seen me roll out flat sheets before, okay, you always start from the middle and then you just turn the sheet and then roll it towards you. This will make sure that the sheet that you have is nice and flat, okay? It's evenly flat all around, okay? So you just want to make sure that it is of even thickness so that you don't end up with a dish that it's like half thick and then half thin and weird in some places. All right, okay. I would say the thickness you want would be about half a centimeter. Don't go any thinner because it will be very easy for the dish to crack. And then if you're making the ears as well, you want to make sure that it's not too thin because the ears are too it's too long, things sticking up. So you do want to make sure if it's too thin, it can crack easily, okay? So once it's large enough for your cutter or the mold that you have, okay, you just place it on top. Okay, here you can use a cutter or a pen knife if you have one. Okay, just make sure that if it's a pen knife, you put like a magazine underneath or something so that it doesn't scratch your countertop. Okay, so have something at the bottom to protect your working table. Okay, and then you just kind of cut through it. For those that have seen my video last week, okay, or did tune in last week, I had a video. So I did show you some of the tools that is good for those that are starting out, you know, and making like polymer clay projects are starting out with that. So this tool I'm using here is one of those tools. It's actually more for pottery. So a lot of people do pottery as well, and they have to work with clay. So this is one of the tools, like the wooden tools that they use. I really like this because it is not dangerous, obviously, okay, and it's easy to clean. And you know, I don't have to be very mindful about my working scratches from on the working countertop and things like that. Okay, so I'm done. And then I have my round. Okay, I'm just going to pick up the clay. But then I have my round shape that I want. If you can trim, you can use it and trim off some of the edges, okay? Just to make sure that it is nice and rounded off. Okay, and then if you really wanted to round off the edges and make it a bit smooth, okay, you can use your finger and then kind of just go round the edges to kind of rub, not rub, but press it a little bit. You don't have to use a lot of force, okay? So you press it a little bit and it will round off the edges. All right, choose the side that you like best. All right, so this side is a little bit dirty, so I'm going to choose this side, and this will be the side that's going to be faced up. Okay, this is going to be the face of my bunny. So if there's some air bubbles, like mine, I do have a bit of air bubbles. Don't worry, okay? You can just kind of poke them out and smooth them out, and then it will smoothen. All right, so don't worry about the air bubbles too much. Okay, you can use your fingers to kind of smoothen it out. Okay, so I have something that's nice and round. Now I'm going to make my ears. So this is my ears. Or Shuyun said that this bunny thing is cute. It is cute, all right. So I I was looking through like what bunny inspired things that I could do, and I was planning on just making a keychain, but I came across this dish and it looks so cute in the pictures. So they didn't really teach you how to do it, but I saw I think I saw someone selling these dishes online. So but then I thought, why not try and make it myself? Okay. And I managed to, so I'm really happy that I managed to actually make this bunny dish on my own. So sometimes some of the projects that I do, it really comes from like searching on the internet and then seeing something that I like and then wanting to try it out and see whether I could make it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But when it works, I get really excited about it because you know I have something that I want and I can actually make it so it's a lot cheaper, so to speak. Okay, so same thing, start in the middle, roll out. Try and keep it about the same thickness as your circle that you have. Okay, for this one, it would actually be better if it is, oh, sorry. If when you roll it into a ball before you start, right, you roll it into like a long shape and not a round ball. Okay, you roll it into something that's a bit long because the bunny ears are long this way, so you're going to need it more of a rectangular than a circular shape. Okay, so if you start out with rolling out like a long column, so to speak, it will end up looking like that shape a little bit more. Okay, so start in the middle and then roll out to the sides. Okay, so I'm starting I'm rolling out to the sides. Okay, and I don't want it too thin because if it's too thin, then my bunny ears would crack easily. Okay, so I think I can cut. Let's see, how long does my bunny ears need to be? Okay, maybe this is good enough for one. for one side. Okay, so I'm going to, okay, this is going to be more, I'm doing this freehand, all right? So this is something that I'm doing freehand. If you are not very confident of doing freehand, right, then I would suggest you just go online and print out um, like a outline of a very simple bunny shape, and then just use it to help you as a template and cut out. So like how we use this and went round, right? You take a pair of scissors, you cut out the ears on a piece of paper, and then you use it and trace out the ears itself on the bunny. Okay, so on your white clay, so you have something that is a template that can help you. Okay, but I'm just going to do it freehand because I've done this a few times. So depending on how big your dish you want it to be, right? You also do want to be mindful that's how much clay you have to use. Okay. So another column here. Start out in the middle, roll out to the sides. This way you have an even sheet, okay? You just want the thickness to be about the same as well. So I'm using this as a gauge. Okay, because both sides have to be even. So this is the thing. If you have a template, right, then this will be a lot easier. Okay, because you won't have to measure and just make sure that the ears are about the same size. So here, what I'm doing is, this side is obviously bigger than this side, right? I'm actually cheating a little. So I'm just going to roll it out so that it becomes a little bit longer and bigger, okay, because I'm pressing it out. And then I'm using my fingers to kind of run it around the sides to shape it a bit. And my ears are more or less quite similar in size, okay? So this is how I do it to make it the same. But stencils would definitely be a lot easier than doing this, okay? If there's any questions, please let me know and I'll answer your questions, all right? So why I'm running my fingers around the edges now is to make it more uh, rounded, more even. Okay, so my bunny ears, this way. So I just give it a bit of space. I let it join for maybe about about an inch, maybe half an inch. Okay. Press it down flat. Okay, so that I can join. That's how I join the bunny ears together. Okay, so I just make sure that the clay joins. Right. Maybe my face of the bunny. So don't worry if your face of the bunny looks like too big, because you're going to make it into a bowl, right? So in the end, when you make it into a bowl, the it won't be flat out this way. It'll end up being like curled in, and the face will look a bit smaller. Okay, so don't worry about that. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to take something stick or toothpick, whichever that you have, the pointed end, right? I usually go, if you look at the face, I usually do maybe like the bottom half of the face. It's cuter that way. If you look at Miffy, right, usually the eyes and the mouth is like closer to the bottom of the face. So you want to work with the bottom half, okay? I'm going to put where the eyes are supposed to go. I'm going to draw a little cross for where the mouth is supposed to go. Okay, this is just a marking for myself to let me know where to put the eyes and the mouth later. Take very little bit of black. Okay, you don't need a lot. I'm going to wipe my hands because I have a lot of white clay on my hands now. Okay. Okay. Then next, you're going to use the cutter. And you're going to cut very tiny bit of clay that you need. You don't need a lot. Okay. So it's going to be a very small bit. Black really stands out on white, okay? It stands out a lot on white. Black and white, you know, the contrast is opposite. So the how much is going to stand out, right? You don't have to use too much of it because a bit of black is going to be very obvious on the white. Okay, so you want to roll 2 round small dots about the same size. Okay, I'm taking the sharp end of my satay stick, placing it on top of the dot. So you see what I mean? If I have a bit of black, I use the blunt end to kind of press it in. Okay, if I have a bit of black and I put it on white, okay, it's like they say, you know, a black dot on a piece of like blank white paper. It's going to be very, very obvious that it's there. So you don't have to use too much of it. Okay, so this is one. Then the next portion for the mouth, because it's a cross, we're going to need very thin, like string-like. So you're going to roll it into a thin string-like pattern. Okay, cut one end, cut one end or tip away first because that is going to be sharp. Okay, and then you're going to cut 2 of the strings. Oh, okay, I dropped it there. Okay, use your satay stick to help you move them. It's easier. Okay, what I'm doing now is I'm stacking one on top of the other just to make sure that the length is about the same. If it's not, I'm just going to cut away a bit of the longer one to make it the same so that when I make my cross, it will be more even. Okay, then I put it on top of the cross that I have made. And this one, yeah. Okay, and then I'm just going to use the blunt end to kind of press it down. And there you go. Okay, very fast, very easy. This is really very fast and easy. Okay, next you're going to take a bowl. Make sure it's big enough. Okay, it's going to determine how round your dish is going to be. Okay, hopefully the bowl I chose is big enough for this. Because the last mifi I made was on the smaller side. Oh, it's too small. Oppa, can you take a bigger bowl for me, please? The white one. Oppa is helping me. This one, this bowl I took is too small. Yeah. Okay, most of these bowls that you use at home, right, they are bakerable. So if you don't have this kind of bowl, you can use like the Pyrex glass bowls. Those are bakerable too. Okay, and then you can use it to kind of put your dish inside. Why I'm using a bowl is because it's kind of round at the bottom. Okay, and it will help me create the dish that I like am looking for. If the bowl that you have doesn't, okay, mine has a stand here. Okay, but if your bowl is completely round, Pyrex bowls tend to be completely round without the stand at the bottom here, right? You can use the bottom of the bowl instead of inside of the bowl to place it on the to place this on the bowl itself. Okay, so but this has a stand. Oh, that one's a bit flat. Okay, but I can use this as an example, but you can show. So this bowl that I had, this is Pyrex bowl that I'm talking about. There's no stand at all, so you can like place it on top. But because mine, this is a bit flat, it's not a round bowl. So I'm not going to be using this, okay? I'll be using this bowl instead. But if you don't have a Paris bowl, you do have to use the inside of the bowl, okay? So this is Miffy. I'm just going to press it to the bottom. Not Miffy, but my rabbit dish bowl. My rabbit dish. Okay, so I'm going to just press it to the bottom of the bowl. Okay, it will stick really well when it's not baked. But once it's baked, right, all you have to do is just flip it over and give it a little tap, and then the thing will fall right out. Okay, so don't worry about not being able to take it out of the bowl. It will not be sticky after it is done baking. And that's also one way you can tell whether it's baked or not. If it's still sticky, that means it's not done baking. If you stick it in back into the oven for a little bit more time, but it will come right out once the clay is completely baked. Okay, because it won't be sticky anymore. So this will be the dish that you get. So I just made a bigger dish, okay, but this is a smaller one that I made. This one will maybe be more for like earrings and rings and stuff, like very simple things. I usually like to put small dish next to the toilet, like basin, wash basin, because if like I'm wearing rings and stuff and I don't like to get it wet, I usually will take it out and then I'll just place it onto a small dish like that next to it. Okay, so this is sometimes what I use, or by my bedside table also I'll put something like that. Okay, next one is going to be something that's a little bit harder. All right, so I'm going to make this bunny, okay, and oh, okay, so I'm gonna make this bunny here, okay, and then I'm going to show you how to make it. There's a few components to it, all right. Okay, you're going to need a bit of white. This one is going to be, depending on how big you want your bunny to be, okay, you will kind of base it off the size of it. The bigger it is, the heavier it is, so you do want to be mindful how much you use. All right. Okay, I'm going to just clean again because I cut the black here just now. Oh. Okay. So I am going to make it, wow, how maybe 2 cm by 2 cm, the diameter of the keychain I'm going to make. Any bigger, it's going to be too large, I think. Roll one into a round ball. The other clays, okay, we are going to make now the ears, the tail, the arms, and the legs. Okay, they're all white. We're going to make a white bunny. Okay, so I'm going to make the tail first. Tail's very easy in comparison to your body of the bunny. Okay, you always make the body first. So whatever other parts that you're making, right, you can be mindful how big it's going to be. Okay, so you make the body first, and then after that you use it as a gauge to determine how long you want the ears to be, how big you want the tails to be, and things like that. So tail is another round ball, small one. Next one I'm going to do is the feet. Okay, the feet is very easy actually. So the feet is also, you want 2 clays, okay? I'm going to make also 2 round balls, okay? Slightly bigger than the tail. Just the feet, of course, is bigger than the tail. Okay, they are going to be about the same size, okay? And then I'm going to make I'm going to make the arms this way. Okay, the arms, right? of the, okay, the arms you want to make sure that you have the same amount of clay for each side, about the same amount, okay? I'm going to roll it into a round ball first, okay? Because these are a bit smaller, I'm using my index finger and then I'm just rolling it on the palm of my other hand, okay? The arms, you're going to need a bit more clay compared to the feet, okay? Okay, actually actual bunnies have 4 feet and no not 2 feet, and, not 2 arms and 2 hands. An actual bunny, I just realized, is 4 feet. But okay, this is going to be a cartoon bunny, so it's going to have 2 feet and 2 hands. Okay, so this round ball, right? After you're done with it, you're going to just roll one end of it, and then it will become a teardrop shape like that. Okay, so we want it to be a little bit long, so that we can wrap it around the body. Okay, so we're trying to make the same size for both. Okay, about the same size. Okay, so we have the 2 arms, the 2 feet, 1 tiny tail, and all we have left is the ears. Okay, the ears, right? Let me a bit more clay. Okay, so for the ears, we are going to use our roller to roll it flat. Okay, and then how did I do it yesterday? Oh, I'm sorry. This one is a different one. I did it a bit differently. Then I was thinking, why does it feel so wrong? Okay, we're going to want to make sure that we have 2 pieces of clay that are of about the same size. The ears are going to be, how we make the ears are going to be similar to how we make the hands, okay? So we are going to get it into a round ball shape again. And then we are going to make it into a teardrop shape. So only roll one end, okay? And then when you roll one end this way, it will become a teardrop shape. Okay, this way, make it about the same size. Okay, what we're going to do after you have made this shape, we're just going to press them flat. And then you have your bunny ear shape. Okay, we're just going to press them flat, and then you use your fingers to kind of shape how round, okay, to kind of smoothen out the edges a little. So just pressing the ears flat. Okay, so this is done. Okay, the ears. Okay, now we're going to add the pink to the ears. So a little bit lesser the amount of clay used for the white, right? The amount that you need for the pink is a bit lesser, but you want to make sure that it's same on either side. And okay, same thing, round. Okay, roll it round and kind of roll on one side to create the teardrop shape. Okay, make it into a round ball. Okay, and then after that, roll it on one side to make the teardrop shape again. Okay, this way. Okay, so this way, and then we are going to press it flat. Okay, if it's too fat on one side, don't worry. You can always squeeze it in a little and shape it some more, okay? Okay, then my suggestion is you put it somewhere in the middle, okay? You don't have to start it right at the bottom. Put it somewhere in the middle, okay? Leave a bit of white at the bottom. Right? Then you kind of press it on top. Same thing for this one. Later, I'll explain why I left a bit of white at the bottom, okay? But just for now, do that. It will become clearer as we move on with the project, okay? All right, so my bunny ears are done. So just to recap what I have here, I have the body. We start with the body of the bunny, 2 by 2 cm like round ball. A tiny little tail that's proportionate to the size of the body. We have 2 arms, which is the teardrop shape for the bunny, and then 2 feet, okay, the bottom feet for which are round balls, okay. No, not feet. Are they paws? Do you call it bunny paws? Yeah, bunny has 4 paws. There we go. The English has kind of gone haywire a little. And then we have a pair of ears here, okay? The bunny ears. Okay. Oh, then the last one we have to make is the bunny nose. The nose of bunny is also, yes, okay? So we want the nose of the bunny. We don't want to make it too big because it might end up looking like a very weird clown-like bunny or like Rudolph or something, okay? We don't want that to happen. So make sure the nose is small and cute. It's just going to be a round ball as well. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is I am just using my cutter to cut it down. So every time I roll it into a round ball, I realize that it's still a bit too big. Okay, the other thing to be mindful of is when you put the ball, the nose onto the body, right? Because you're going to have to press it down in order to bind like the body and the nose together, the clay together. It's going to, of course, like flatten a little and then it will like become bigger. So you want to make it smaller than what you actually want because when you press it down on the bunny, it's going to flatten and get bigger, okay? So that's what I'm actually going to do. Because when you flatten it, it's just going to get larger. So you do want to be mindful. Okay, so I have the nose. And then we are going to do the eyes. Like I said, black on white, right? You really don't need very much, okay? You just need a little bit. So, you know, because it will really, really stand out on the white. All right. So, and depending on how big your bunny is as well, okay? I'm going to cut 2 small amounts of black for the eyes, and I have a pair of eyes. Okay, for this one, because they're so small, I'm kind of rolling it in between my thumb and my index finger because it's just really so small, okay? So that's what I'm doing. Are you okay, Oppa? He tried hard to not sneeze so loudly. Thank you. Okay, and so this is done. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the side. Okay, now we're going to piece everything together. Okay, if there's any questions, right, please feel free to ask, okay? Okay, the easiest to put on first will be the feet. We start bottom and then we go up. Okay, so right, why I'm doing this is because it's a little bit more structured if we do it this way. If you add the ears first, it'll be very hard to handle because it'll be sticking out, and then when you try and press things in place, the ears might flop around. So you don't want that to happen. Okay, so we start from the bottom up first. Okay, so determine which is going to be the front of the bunny. Okay, I think this is going to be the front. That's fine. The face of my bunny is going to be here. Okay, so I am going to put the feet this way. Okay, just at the bottom, at the front. It doesn't have to be directly underneath the bunny, okay? It's just at the front. And then I'm just going to press it down this way, okay? So it's quite stable. So if you see at the bottom, this is how it's going to look like. It's going to sit a little bit on the front. Okay, then I'm just going to kind of rub it in this way so the feet will connect properly to the body. So like that. Okay, so that's done. Then this is my feet, right? Here. Now it's the back side. This is the butt with the tail. So I just put it there. Okay. So I have the feet and then the little tail at the back. And give it a good press to make sure that it is connected to one another in this way. Okay, so now the bunny looks like that. And then my arms, or the so-called arms of the rabbit. Okay, so this is going to be directly on top. You should line up the front of the paws, the arms, together with the feet. Okay, so it's going to be like this. So like it's hugging itself, okay? Then you give it a good press to kind of make sure that it sticks. Okay, what I usually do at the back here, where it's a bit thinner, I kind of just pull it in so that it will really stick to the body. Okay, this way. So I have the arms of the bunny, like that. Okay, then now we are going to do the ears, all right? I always leave the face for last because after putting everything there, I see where's a good spot to put the eyes and the nose. All right. So this is the part why the rabbit, why I asked you all to leave white at the bottom, because you're going to press the ears into the bunny this way. Okay, you're going to press the ears in. So if you leave a bit of white at the bottom, you know, then once you press it in, right, it will start at the pink. It tells you how much to press it in. So at the back, it's going to look like that. Okay, and then I'm going to just kind of press from the back. I'm just going to press it down so that it really sticks to the body. All right. So this is my bunny ears. Okay, after doing this, if you realize one side of the ear is long, one ear is longer than the other, you can always curl in one of the ears, okay? So you can always curl it. But bunny ears are not always like straight, right? So you can curl it like that. Just kind of press it in a little, okay? So that is done, okay? My bunny is done. Now I'm going to use my satay stick and add some details. Okay, the feet, for some people they think it's too plain. You can add little lines to kind of do like, you know, the bunny paw, then the toes and stuff. So you can add some lines to show like the bunny toes, okay? Kind of like that. Tip of the satay stick, the sharp end, use it to mark out where the eyes are going to be, okay? And then the nose. Now, I'm not going to make it too low or else like, because this is the stomach of my bunny, all right? If this whole thing is not the head, so I'm going to imagine like the head is somewhere around here, okay? So this is the whole thing. I'm going to put the nose first because I want to handle the black last, okay? So I'm going to make the hole for the nose a bit bigger because the nose is bigger, okay? Okay, use a flat end to kind of press it down. So the sharp end to pick it up again, to pick up. And then the flat end to press it in. And then the sharp end to pick up. Place it on the dot you have made. And then the flat end to kind of press it in. So I have my bunny. Okay, So this is the bunny. Very easy, very fast. Okay, with the tail, the ears, everything. You just want to make sure that you make your components of the bunny first before assembling everything together. It's easier when you do that. Okay, the next thing you're going to need an eye pin. Right, this is an eye pin. You can get it from Spotlight, Art Friend. Okay, fairly easy to get. If you have enough time and you're willing to wait, you can get it on Lazada or Shopee. They do sell it. The only thing is you want to be careful, like the kind of quality you get over the internet, because sometimes if they're too cheap, they do snap very easily. So if you're trying to bend it and things like that, it doesn't stay very, it will snap instead of letting you bend the wires, okay? So you do want to make sure that you get something that you can work with. Okay, so we have our bunny charm. So now the eye pin, okay, I've explained it, I've done this a couple of times too. So for the eye pin, right, why I always make a little fold at the end like that, it's because it will bind it more to the project that I'm making or doing. Because if I just stick it straight in, when after it's done baking, it will slip right back out. Okay, so I do this so that I won't be able to pull it out once it's done baking. Okay, and then in between the ears, like at the back here, I'm not sure if you can see this. Okay, I'm just going to stick my eye pin here. Okay, and that is done. All right, so it's kind of hidden behind the ears, and I will bake it like this. I'll just set this for baking. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I make it into a keychain. I've done it with this bunny, right? This one is baked already. I have a key ring. I also got this key ring from Spotlight. So they do sell that at Spotlight. It's not too expensive. I think it's like 10 for $2 to $3. I can't really remember. It's not very expensive. Okay, and then I got chain. It's a leftover chain from my previous project I was making. So if you have a chain somewhere, you can get this. If not, Spotlight sells it too, okay? Okay, I think this one I got from Art Friend. It was already pre-cut. Okay, the other thing you would need are 2 jump rings. Okay, one is to connect the chain onto the key ring, and one to connect the bunny to the chain. Okay, so the end of my chain to the jump ring, and then the jump ring to the bunny. Okay, I got this pliers also from I got this from Spotlight, the pliers. Okay, so this is a sharp nose plier and this is a flat nose plier, right? Okay, then this is the chain. And next one, end of this, the key ring. Okay, then done. My keychain is done. All right. So that's how you have a keychain. Now, if you feel like the chain is too long, you can always use wire cutters to cut it shorter and make the chain shorter, right? So it just depends on what you like. Okay. So this is done. So for today, we have made a bunny dish. This is what we have made today. A bunny dish and a keychain. Okay, so something that you can use or give away. Very mid-autumn festivals, bunnies. Okay, if you have any questions, all right, do let me know. If not, please message me if you want to know where to get resources from, and if you want to go out together and get resources, I will be more than happy to do that together with you, to have a shopping trip. I did it with a friend the week before, and I thought it was good because I could make other recommendations that sometimes I do not say during my sessions. Okay. if you are interested to, if you want to know more about today's session as well, do leave a comment or a message, and I will get back to you. If not, please do stay tuned to our ArcCFH page. I'm sorry. Later on, that my husband will be teaching Korean. Opa teaches Korean, okay? And then tomorrow there will be a lot of other sessions happening as well. So, and there will be something that you'll be interested in. Okay? So I will see you guys again next week. Oh, that's right. Next week I will be making I'll be making moon and stars. All right. So for moon and stars, Opa, do you mind going in? There's a box right on top. It's a green color box with all the cookie cutters inside. I forgot to take it out. Okay. For moon and stars, right, I'm going to show you how to make the crescent moon shape and things like that. I am going to use white clay again. Moon is white, so that's usually what I'll do. But you can make it to whatever colors that you want. Okay, it's not going to be too you don't have to be restricted to just white. So you can make it like in any like blue, like the color of sky or things like that. I'll show you how to make the moon shape. Okay, so you will need if you have a round cookie cutter, okay, that will be good. All right, not something too big, because if it's too big, if we're going to be wearing it on our ears, so if it's too big, it's going to be a bit cumbersome. The other thing, but if you don't have anything small, if you want to make it big, you can also make it as a necklace. All right, so don't worry about that too much. But I'll show you how to use a round cookie cutter to make the crescent moon shape. Okay, if you don't have a round cookie cutter like this, bottle cap. We have used that many times before. So just take a mineral water bottle cap and that will work as well. The size, that one's pretty good as well, okay? The other thing you would need, or things, I'm sorry, you would need is, there we go. Okay, so you would need, if you're making earrings, then, get ready the earpieces like that. Okay, these I got it from Art Friend as well. Okay, so you can get these ready for earrings. If you don't want earrings, then you can make the key rings or keychains if you have already bought it and you did this session with me today and you have the leftover of that. You can do that as well. You can use those again. If you want to make a necklace, then you do have to get the chain ready. Okay. And then where are my lobster clasps? Yeah. And this one's for necklaces or bracelets, you would need this lobster, I think we call it a lobster clasp, okay, to close it. And jump rings to connect everything together. Okay, and then you have the eye pin or the T-pin, okay, to put this. You use this to thread it through the beads and things like that. Okay, so if there's any questions, I know there's a lot of like things that you need to get and prepare, but it'll be good if you do let me, if we can meet up, to at least I can tell you exactly what you need, in order to do the projects, okay? Because I know sometimes starting out, you're not too sure what to get. So I think this it's always good to have someone to ask what you need and don't buy unnecessary things as well. So I am excited again to see you all next week. Okay. But thank you for joining me today and have a good week ahead. Bye.